boom, boom, boom. Bang, 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 bang. Boom, 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 boom. How, 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 how. Hey, hey. You gotta come on.
So for this segment of Let's Learn Things, most of you know that I acquired a Filament 3D printer for my birthday, a joint gift between my sister and my father. They had not talked to me about doing that, of course. It was, supposed to be a surprise and all that. It was, and it was outstanding. However, it might have been a better idea to ask me about it and then said, well, let's stay away from filament and let's go to resin. Now, that's just the quality of the item coming out of the 3D printer, but what we're going to cover in the Modeler's Corner here is the idea of, this is what I'm running into. Now, I know I'm doing something wrong, but I cannot find out what I'm doing wrong. Okay? This is waste of filament. All of this, everybody just went, oh my God! This is a waste of filament because your sizes aren't right, something's not drawn right, something's not right. Well, I'm using Flash Print 5, which was accompanying the Adventurer 5M printer. And on YouTube there's a lot of videos and all, but when you have ADD and you have ADHD, you find it very difficult to sit through these videos that last forever, and these guys are talking and you're going, what are you talking about? And you're not understanding anything. I've looked into 3D printing classes. Can't really find anything in the St. Louis area. So for this segment, what I'm doing is I'm reaching out and that's creepy. I'm reaching out to see if somebody would like to come by. I'm willing to pay. I'm not going to pay outrageous amounts, but I'm willing to pay somebody to come out here and show me and tell me what is it that I'm doing incorrectly. Because this Flash Print 5, it's just not doing what I think it should be doing. Let me show you the screen. So this is the screen of Flash Print 5, and this is the plate, which is the plate that's over here. And what I'm now doing is I'm now counting these squares, okay? And most of my items are ending up right out here, and then it's filled up, and then 2 over here and 2 here and 2 here. So this is my base area. Now the problem being is that this is your bar. Now watch what happens when I load something in. Okay, so we're going to load up a file. That's what I'm doing over here. I'm loading up a file by going to downloads, and here I have in here some files, and this is fast food restaurant Big Burger Complete. And you double click and there it is. Okay, it's always saying repair the model. I don't understand that. I do it, it does it, and there you go. Now you look at this and you realize that that's not going to work. That is way too small. So you come over here, and in this area here we have a move a rotate, and a scale. Then we also have cut, which you cut it in half or cut it in pieces. This is duplicate. This is auto layout. I have no idea what that is. And then we have supports, but they don't do supports like that. Only resin printers do that. And then you have the wiping tower, which don't know what that is either. Here's the multi-machine control. Have no idea what that is either. I guess that probably is if you've got more than one 3D printer hooked up. And this is connect machine. Okay, so let's go back up here where it says scale. Now here's my problem. Okay, now you see this scale here, and it's done uniform scaling, which is in millimeters. And then you can also come over here and click inches, and it will convert it into inches. Now here's the problem that I am experiencing, which is causing all of this. When you come in here and you get these numbers, there's nothing in here. Now I was told, okay, I was told that 28 millimeter was HO scale. I've looked that up on the internet. I want you to see what happens when I say 28. I'm going to run this down to 28. And that's what I get. That would be a 3x5 card. So that's not working. Okay? So which of these numbers, because if I do this, which I'm just watching off to the side here because I'm going to run this up, and this is getting bigger and bigger, and I'm getting up to my 2s. So there's the 2. That's 2 blocks there, and then there's 2 blocks back here, and that's what I've been gauging this off of. Well, look at these numbers, and someone tell me why, let's say I can use these numbers for this, but if I try to use these numbers for something else, it does not work. So this is why I'm saying this is what's causing most of my problems. This is how I gauge, okay? How big is the door? Well, how about this? Okay, I call this girl my Amazon girl because she's like 6 foot tall or so. I don't even really know how tall this door is, because if she's 6 foot, which she is on a scale ruler, this door is humongously, and this is a pike stuff door, and that's what you get. Okay, so what I do is I come here and I look at this door, and what I'm having to do is there's no way to tell on the width of the door, okay, no way to tell this, but you got to go with the height, which means you have to let this thing print until you can see how high the door is. And when the door is not the correct height, this is what you get. Alright, so I was printing, and of course, here's the deal. You got to find out how tall the door is. Well, when I found out what sorry, I found out what these doors were, then all of a sudden, well, that's wrong. So we got to do it again. And we do it again, and it's not right. And as you can see, this one is smaller than this one. And this one is smaller than this one. So that's 3 times right there. Okay. And then you have this, which looks like it's going to be the right size. And again, the door is too small. Now, is this somebody not doing the door correctly? For instance, are we not using a pike stuff door, and when we make our drawing, that the pike stuff door would add a considerable amount here? You're talking more than a 1/16 of an inch. It's off by a 1/16 of an inch. So we're obviously doing this incorrectly. Okay, so that also happens on your base. Okay, so this base, which I thought was right and painted it and everything, no, it's not right. Then I use this one. No, that's not right either. All right. Now I will tell you that it took, what are we looking at here? 3-4 times. Here's the roof. Okay, that's wrong. So how many times did it take to get this correct? Well, there's 4 times here. And that's a waste of filament. Okay? So there's 4 times, and then finally you get it right, and now everything works the way it's supposed to be. And I actually do have that one done. Now, we were working on other ones, and here we got this, and we looked at the door, and the door's too small. So here's a train station, and we looked at the door, and the door's too small. Now these are all for sale at the next train show, okay? And we're talking like $1 or something like that. Here is the front of the finished model, and this is the too small. The doors are too small. This is a diner. And then this is the theme that keeps going through, and this is why we're going over this right now is, okay, I'm obviously doing something incorrectly. I don't know what it is. Okay, I've watched the YouTubes. They don't make any sense, and nobody talks about sizing. Okay, here's a, which I just basically put all this together. This is a Waffle House that then turns out to be too big. And it's really interesting that it is too big because the floor of this actually looks correct, only I don't know who comes up with this. Okay? There's no room for a person to get their leg in there or anything. I don't understand what this is here. That's supposed to be a table, and why is the table up by your head? So these are obviously just done incorrectly. Okay, so can you do anything here? Well, no. So you take your Waffle House, and then you're going to reprint this, but this time, because these doors, let's see which way this is supposed to be. So these doors are supposed to fit in here. Okay, which would considerably lower this down. But you're wasting filament while you're trying to do this. Okay, and this is what this is all about. Why are we having to do this? This is the theme that goes all the way through here. Here's the other set of windows for the place. And then I'm not even sure what this was supposed to be. I think it was supposed to be a house, and it turns out to be too big because this door's too big. So I don't think any of this stuff is done correctly in the beginning. That's what I'm saying. These are all free, okay? They've always said, well, why don't you get a program and then learn how to do it yourself? Well, those programs aren't free. And then which program is going to work with your printer, because most of the programs out there are designed to work with resin printers, not filament. Again, here's another one. Door was too small. And this was, okay, so here's the Waffle House, and it's, look at that, and that's too small. And again, what's the table doing way up here? And this stuff is so thick that you can't cut this off. And you can't get in there and remove this with this program. Maybe you can with the others. I don't know. That's why I want somebody to come in here and see if they can do that. Let's see where that other floor went. So here you can see the difference. Okay. Here's the big one. Here's the smaller one. But which is what? And again, if you use the numbers for this and you use the numbers for that on this, it doesn't work. They don't match. So that doesn't make any, see, I'm practical. I'm a logic minded person. Things have to make sense to me before I can do them. and this doesn't make any sense to me. That number should be for everything. But that's what it is all the way through here. Some of you know that, and this turned out to be too small also. I'm doing coral quartz, and that's going to hopefully be at the prototype show. Okay, so I'm working on that, but again, trying to figure out, okay, so what do I do for numbers? So again, these numbers are not working, okay, and we're looking at this. How do you get this? Now I also want to point out something else. When you get these files, it's supposed to be a burger place. This is a complete thing, because otherwise you got to build this wall by wall, and I'm just beginning to wonder if those numbers, you know, if I make this wall this number, will this number then do the other wall? I don't know. But if you look here, this is the base, okay? Well, the base is in there, and the roof is in here. Well, if that's like that, then how do you get to the windows to put glass in it? You can't get to it. You can't cut this. I've already tried on one model. You cannot cut this, okay? It's too thick, it's too hard, it's a disaster. So you can't cut it here, and you sure the heck ain't gonna cut it here, because then you'll destroy this weird words. So you're gonna have to build this kit wall by wall, floor and then roof. So how do I get these numbers to work that you're not changing these numbers all the time, and I'm just, like I said, I'm just using these blocks, okay? Let me show you one that after all of this, and that's all resin, folks. That is all just a waste of resin is what that is, okay? What do I do with that? Because your resin, look at that thing. That was full, okay? And I'm having to order resin too often here because of the learning process that I don't understand. Let me show you after all of that work with these other ones that were like I did 3 or 4 times. Let me show you what it came out to. Okay, so the middle portion was done. Okay, this is now a kit. I got everything to fit the way it's supposed to fit. This is the roof. Okay, so the roof comes off. It's got little indentions in it, and that's where these top go. Okay, so I got that to work, and then I did the base, and I got the base to fit the actual building. All right, well, so I got all this all the way through to there, but then I found out that here's the opening for the doors. And again, by using the numbers and using them incorrectly, these doors, they don't fit. Not only are they're not wide enough, but if I enlarge that, I'm not sure that's going to fit. Okay, so it's only off by like 1 or 2 points, but it's enough that it doesn't work. The front was even worse. And the front is the same, because what am I doing? Because all these were on one tree. So this, and of course that doesn't fit into there either. So this would also have to be bigger and whatever, unless you're going to add plastic on the side or whatever. Well, the same thing was with the windows. These windows are supposed to be in here. I do not understand the way these are done, but these windows are supposed to be in here, and I looked at these windows and I said, I don't like that at all. So I just, no, forget that. We're going with block windows, piece of glass in there, and go for that. So this is what I'm saying. All right, so there you go. Like I said, I'm willing to pay somebody to come over here and show me how to do this, explain these numbers to me. like I said, I've looked at these YouTube videos and they're just not, they're not making any sense. So I can't keep wasting resin. I mean, that one's halfway, or actually it's about more than halfway. And then I got 2 new ones, and I got another 2 new ones coming because I'm having to do this so much and try to figure out what size is what. So if someone would like to come over and just don't be like Daniel and say I'm coming to fix your locomotives and you never show up, but if you can come over and explain this so I quit wasting all the resin, I'd really appreciate it. Somebody point me to something, somebody do something, because no, this isn't right, and I know that. And that's going to do it for Let's Learn Things. Let's learn about 3D printing with filament and how to waste it.